coming down here for the last 4 years, familiarizing myself with this case against these 11 women and 1 man of the very apparent injustice of this matter. This has been orchestrated from the highest levels of this state. The Secretary of State has a vendetta against these upstanding citizens and is trying to suppress the African American vote, not only here in Quitman, Brooks County, but across the entire southern band of counties in Georgia. This is a miscarriage of justice in the state of Georgia that cannot be overlooked. The Secretary of State and the Governor have made it very purposeful that they will send the message that if you are African American and if you run for office and if you honestly win the election, you will be punished. The Governor, the Secretary of State are trying to intimidate and suppress the African American vote, since they know if the 400,000 registered African Americans in the state of Georgia that did not vote in the last election cycle come out and exercise a right that people have died for, the right to vote. If the African American community and all people of color exercise their constitutional right to vote, it will mean the demise of this white privileged aristocracy here in Georgia. That is not American. That is not worthy of the state of Georgia. This prosecution is a travesty. The prosecutors, the Secretary of State, the Governor should be called out on what they have done to these women and called to publicly apologize for the 4 years that they have put them under this scrutiny and this character assassination. So that's how I feel about today.
Thank you very much. This is the Ghetto Free Press, just keeping it real. Once again, I want to appreciate you. You are a prime example, in my most humble opinion. While we cannot hate one another because of the skin color, it's not about skin color. It's about what is right and wrong. I think perhaps that Jesus put it best, and I put it in my own words: want for your neighbor that which you want, and have for yourself and your own children. Thank you so very much. Thank you.
Amen. Thank you.
The meeting is now called to order. We will now have prayer by Councilman Reese. Let us stand for the pledge. chair that she's, please, it was the chair right there where she's sitting. Right there. So she just put it, bring it back. I don't want anybody.
So whoever talks, just stand right here.
Well, thank you and welcome everyone to our meeting this evening. Do we have any officials, representatives, state representatives, senators and such? None. Council will entertain a motion for the adoption of the August 4th, 2014 council meeting minutes.
Before we do that, we're going to have to make some adjustments on the agenda, so we need to do it before we ever start.
Excuse me, we have, we'll let you know, so we'll just do that, let's go ahead
Would
with the
y'all please
minutes.
speak up? We can't hear anything that's going on.
We'll go ahead with the minutes. With them.
Mayor, we can't hear you.
You can't talk all the
I'm on the
time.
second row.
This is not such a deal, I'm sorry, we don't have any words on it. All right. So, as I said, we will go back to entertaining a motion for the adoption of the August 4th, 2014 council meeting minutes.
Before we adopt it, there's some things that need to be changed.
There's just a few typos and grammatical errors that we need to take care of, and I can get them changed to their official title. But it's, well, it's just like misspelled names, it's nothing that can change the meaning of the minutes. But it does need to be corrected.
Page 14, it says Jim Boone, it needs to say Jim Green.
Exactly. And on page 3, needs to be changed to W-A-N-T. Not good. That's all.
And we also need to make sure the executive minutes are presented to this council. They can't be read in public, but the executive minutes have to be available to the council, and the affidavit has to be attached to the minutes, and it has to be signed and approved.
Everybody ever get that?
The mayor has.
Well, as we said, do I have a motion to accept the August 4th, 2014 council meeting minutes with the correction? Do I have a second? We don't need a discussion.
Discussion, please.
Discussion.
Yes, ma'am.
Any discussion?
Yes, ma'am. We've got to take care of the affidavit before we go any further. It has to be presented in minutes that they were there, it has to be presented. They don't have to be read in public. They have to be at this meeting.
Do you have that?
I gave it to you at the last, because I was dismissed from the meeting. I wasn't from the United States, I gave you the affidavit, and they would fill out. And I was under the impression that Mr. Jones did the minutes.
I did run.
I don't have the minutes on the application.
I did run.
I didn't either. We're just trying to find out this guy so we can get it properly.
Check and see. Mr. Green, do you have the affidavit?
No, ma'am, I explained it to you, you trying to get the deal.
Did I give it back to you?
No, ma'am.
It's an affidavit. Then we have to go into executive session. We have to have one last one signed, and we're gonna go into executive session.
just ask that that be waived in. I don't have a copy of it until the next,
Like to have the legal aspects of that, I don't know myself if that's legal. All I know is I read it today and it said it had to be approved, you know, today in these minutes. That's all I know is I have, you know.
Well, you can put on the table for the next agenda. It won't be approved today, but put on the table for the next meeting. And then
Not true.
Sunshine law
Open meeting,
has to be done.
open meetings law says the minutes have to be submitted for approval at the next regular meeting. You took the minutes, Mr. Jones, where are they?
I have been.
Why didn't you collect the next meeting with the affidavit?
I didn't
That's a
have.
violation of open meetings law right there.
I didn't have that. Mayor had that. She saw me.
You claim to be city attorney, why didn't you get it from her?
She never gave.
Oh, did you ask her?
Well, I don't want to be interrogated by you, Mr. Brown. If the mayor has it, she says she will get it from all.
I'm not interrogating, I'm responding to a question by Mr. Edie. What's the legality of it? And it's illegal. Simple as that.
I disagree.
Well, you can disagree all day, it doesn't change it. So go ahead. You're the one's getting in trouble, not me.
council, we'll have a motion to accept the waiver for the next meeting.
Is this the whole council minutes or the affidavit?
Just
What all-
affidavit.
Mayor, I would suggest that you hold off on any of that, because if you don't, you might be in violation of open meetings law. And this council, I don't think we get involved in that. And the judge order. But I put that on the table, y'all do what you want to do.
Heard from my city attorney.
I would also object to Mr. Jones giving legal advice as a city attorney until he is confirmed by this council. He has not been, he admitted it at the last meeting. He knew that the charter required that he be confirmed. He is yet to be confirmed by this council by full vote. Until that's done, he's not the city attorney. He can click his heels together like Dorothy did in The Wizard of Oz and think about it. This council is the only one that can do that.
So the mayor can receive you, regardless of whether your opinion is who the city attorney. So the mayor is
No, sir, it requires 4 votes of the council. You admitted that at the last meeting. Now, if you want to be the mayor's personal attorney, that's certainly fine. But you cannot give this council legal advice as a city attorney because you admitted that you have not been confirmed. If you have not been confirmed, you're not the city attorney. It's as simple as that.
But you have been even last time that the vote to pay you, that vote, according to you, would have been illegal for the mayor vote. You said all the other votes for the mayor voted were illegal. So why would that vote be proper? The one that authorized payment of you in the May 23rd meeting, and all
It
that.
has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
It is relevant, and you're trying to determine whether you're still city attorney.
Voting to pay someone, such as the contractor last week, a vote was taken to pay him after the contract was already completed and the work was done. The council can vote on that, but if there is no need to vote on it, because it's a ministerial duty at that point. If you voted at the forefront to accept the contract and let somebody do the work and they fully perform the work, you have to pay them for the services performed.
The fee's already approved. That wasn't something in the future. I want both. The council does vote every 2 weeks to pay the employees. That's a ministerial duty that they're obligated to do. Charter says the city council provide the compensation of the city attorney, which they have done for 40 years without a vote. So what vote was not even necessary at that time.
It was brought to the attention of the city that you had been paid, and because of the amount, the mayor brought it to the attention of the council to approve it.
That's because the mayor wouldn't sign a check. That's the only reason it's brought to the council.
It was voted upon, and it was done in order to authorize you to, as you said, transfer of transition fee approval. What you requested it.
There was no transition fee ever paid.
You asked for that.
There was none paid.
You asked for one. That's why the vote was made. So you authorized for transition fee. And you asked for that in the meeting. No one ever put that on the agenda if you asked for it. So there was a vote taken to pay you as well as authorize the transition.
We still didn't require a vote because it was already provided for in the charter.
What provided for in the charter for pay your transition fee? But if you were still city attorney, wouldn't you leave the transition fee?
And with all due respect, sir, he stated that, and that's in the minutes.
Yeah,
He said he does not agree that by accepting any payment, this is a lawful vote.
He also said in the past that he was going to, if the payment was authorized, he would go. So if you resign, then you can't go and take your resignation back at the end.
Show me in the minutes where I resigned, Mr. Jones.
When you said,
Point it out in the minutes. That's the only thing that counts.
when you said,
Not what you said.
what you said, you would go if you authorize payments of the resignation. That's what you.
Well, where's your confirmation? Let's say I didn't do that. Where's your confirmation?
I have the minutes, you want to see the minutes?
Yeah, I want to see the minutes where you received 4 votes from the council.
Well, that's a different question.
Then as no city attorney.
Get him out of here. It's whether or not
Then as
you
no city
resign.
attorney, if I were resign and you weren't confirmed, there's nobody here that can advise the mayor and council. Right?
No, the mayor has authority to appoint somebody in the interim until city council votes on the new city attorney.
We've had 3 or 4 meetings to do that. Haven't done it yet.
Where did she get that authority?
Excuse me. Now,
The mayor does not have that authority.
I offer a motion to
No, we're not gonna do it. Mr. Basket is here, we did this mess last time, we are not gonna do it again. Now, if I had to sit up here and fall out, I will, but he gonna talk tonight. Now, y'all disrupted, but he gonna talk tonight. Because what he's got to say, we need to hear. And if he don't talk, I'm gonna talk to somebody, and it won't be local. This been on long enough. Now, we here to do city business. If we can waive this and move, let's move. We have a short agenda, and we need to move on. We ain't got time for this petty stuff.
because right now, what I see that we're not getting. We can, I need to go back and get the affidavit out of the office.
But if we need to take a recess till you get the affidavit,
Yes,
let's do that.
we'll take a recess. Let's take a.
How long?
Let's take a 15-minute recess.
All right, good.
And I'll get the affidavit.
You really need a minute, players. The affidavit is done here.
Who has the minutes from his executive session?
Jones took them.
I can type it.
If necessary, we can wait on getting it. The affidavit has to be accepted now.
So
They'll get the affidavit.
We'll just take a 15-minute
Notarized and
recess.
approved.
And I'll get the affidavit. Also, I have here that they did. We'll take a recess, and I will get the
This lady just asked me to take a picture and show that the mayor is gone. And then she said to me to report the truth. This is the lady that you're looking at. She responded to me. I'm not going to respond to her, but it is what it is.
She's got 4.
They don't know about it.
She's gonna work through with the
Trying to get in.
Oh,
The motion has been made and seconded. Council, I would need you to vote on the motion to approve the minutes from the last meeting. Vote. Roll call. Clerk. Vice Clerk.
Question, please. Question. Are we voting to accept all of these others that have been added on? They were not part of the original,
Exactly.
so they need to make an amendment.
Exactly. So,
So to show people, you know, with bicycles and all the safe out there on the road, you know, if you do it right. So they had a real good turnout. It turned out real good.
streets, Councilwoman Whipple. I don't have anything. Water and sewage. Smallwood.
I have one question. And I asked if they change the schedule on
Not to my knowledge.
can you say this?
Sorry.
Can you say this?
She didn't hear you, Council.
We wanted to know if trash pickup delivery days, pickup days had changed by the city station. And they had to our homes.
Under that sewage, water sewage, there was a problem, one of our, the women down near the, Pine Street, paper mill quarter, there was a stench from the, sewage that way, and I went out there to check it out because she had told me about it. Well, reported it to City Hall, and I followed through, and I went out there at that pump. I guess it's a pump. There was the hood open, everything just odor. I mean, it was a foul odor, and I don't know if you checked that out, Councilman, but it was open, and it could be a safety hazard because children around there would wander off and never know what happened.
You can't check that now, I think nobody knows, but I have to
That was a report made at City Hall.
say all this.
You might want to go
I
back.
was looking for Bill, and I saw him here earlier. He maybe done left.
You might want to go back and get with him about that because that's considered very haphazard. Next, we'll move on to finance. Councilman Reese.
In finance committee, don't have anything to report, any liaison. Let me take this time to say I did have a hospital visit for a couple of days.
Welcome back.
6 days, I'm glad to be back. And let me tell you personally, me and my family really appreciate the phone call, the visit, the call, anything you did, because I know some of y'all went out y'all way to come by to cheer me up, to pray with me and pray for me, and check on the family, and check on the kids, and I don't take that lightly. Neither does my wife. I really appreciate that, and I thank y'all very much for that.
You were
That's
doing
all right.
flowers or that.
Oh, the flowers, I appreciate the flowers. It was very nice.
We're a council that really cares. You're quite welcome. We have a report from Attorney Ronnie Jones.
No, I just want to present this letter from the council and the mayor received from the Georgia Department of Transportation. The department will begin accepting applications for fiscal year 2015 for the local maintenance and improvements grant program. Please consider the attached application with your project report from form containing the road name, length of project, termination point, type of work, project cost, and construction let date. Please note that starting in fiscal year 2015, we need your application and project project list mailed to the Tennille District Office instead of local grants office in Atlanta. All applications must be received in the district office no later than January 1st, 2015. Your formula amount for the 2015 program is $28,823. Each local government is required to match this formula amount in accordance with the code section, the emergency code section. The general guidelines and rules and other pertinent reports can be found on the department's website. We must receive a satisfactory status letter of your previous LMIG grants before approval can be given to your fiscal 2015 application. If you have any questions regarding the program, please contact the local grants office in Atlanta at this phone number. Thank you for your attention and cooperation. This will allow the department to assist you in your road and street improvements. It is from the Commissioner of the Department of Transportation for Georgia. Well, we probably will need some study to identify which roads you want to improve. The use is $28,000 for.
Oh, we got 9.
And then you need to fill out this application to submit it.
All right. I'd like to add too that this week we had none other than the governor, Nathan Deal, come to BASF in the city of Gordon, and I had the pleasure of welcoming him to the city of Gordon, just to let him know that we are concerned and we have issues, and like any other city. And if we continue to work together, we can make Gordon be the best town, I believe, in the state of Georgia. When we put our differences aside, regardless of our political affiliation, our issues and such, we've got to be concerned about the business of the city. So I say to that, and I told him, as far as I'm concerned, or as far as I can remember, he's the only governor that is, since I've been in existence, been in the city of Gordon. So with that being said, the only one that I can recall.
Mr. Maddox.
All right. Next on the agenda, we have the citizens to be heard. And we have Miss Catherine Wells. Would you come?
Good, folks. I'm sorry.
3 minutes.
We'll give you 5 minutes. I'll give everybody.
Thank you very much, Mayor, City Council, for hearing me. I hope somebody's got their time going on here. I'm here for a couple of reasons that I've asked to be heard tonight. First off, I would like to say I'm very pleased to hear that some things are moving along here in City Council. I'd also like to say that I'm very disappointed in some things that I've heard around town. I've heard a lot of half-truths, a lot of falsifications of things. I'm not with the Concerned Citizens on Gordon. I'm not with the National Alliance Network. I did not steal any pennies out of the children's mile of pennies. I purchased these pennies. So those people who went and said that, you know, I just want that clear. One of the reasons, well, I'm here because of the open records request. On August 4th, I had requested a copy of the charter, bylaws, and amendments for the city of Gordon, Georgia. And I also requested a copy of the minutes and a recording and an agenda for October 2009, a meeting I was at. And I wanted to compare and see whether or not
these things that I had heard and seen are being carried through. This request was sent by to the office of Boone, Stout and Boone on August the 5th. I received a letter dated the 6th from a Mr. Green. He said my open records request was received in his office. This stuff was available. He named what the price of this stuff would be, the documents, etc., and what the cost was to produce them. He further just went on to say they were available. He did not say where these were available for. Mr. Green did not introduce himself as being anything to do with the city's office. And the question then is that when did Mr. Boone, did the city council make Mr. Boone the city records management officer? That's one question for y'all to consider. Anyway, it went back on August the 7th. I did take over to City Hall a copy of, or these letters to Ms. Brown, telling her, okay, I'm prepared to pay for these documents. And I would be by the next morning at mid-morning because I had somewhere I was on the way to pick up these documents. When I went by, well, Ms. Brown, first off, on the day I dropped that off, she told me I'd have to get them at City Hall, or from Mr. Boone. Well, I have been to the German website, which has a handbook which has open records on. So if y'all haven't been there, y'all do need to look at that. That is part of the German handbook. I've also been to the records retention, and I've also been through and talked with Mr. Doug Rollo, who's with the Georgia Archives and Records Retention. And we discussed a little bit about the city charter. But one of the things about that is I've heard too many stories. I've heard about, there are about 40 people running around say they've got one city charter and it didn't cost them anything. And then there are other people who said that they went down to get the city charter and it cost them 20 bucks, 22 bucks, 25 bucks. They're telling me this is $30.20, which is a different thing completely. And, you know, I question that. Why isn't the city charter the same for everybody? Why is it some people are having to pay? Why is it some people are having to request under the Open Records Act? Why haven't I received these yet? You know, though I've asked for them, and it's been, well, it's been a couple of weeks now. It's been adequate time to get these records to me, or these documents.
Excuse me, what is the date that you said?
August 4th, for my initial request. And Ms. Brown on August 12th told me that she had, when I explained to her that it is a matter of city record. These are permanent documents. Permanent documents should be housed here at City Hall. And then I had given my request to her, not Mr. Boone. And then I asked her who was it that gave the order that this should go through, be routed through Mr. Boone's office, and Ms. Brown told me it was the mayor. I then came back and called the mayor and asked the mayor.
I've since redirected a letter to the effect that to each and every one of you all should have a copy. That, but that was before when all of this happened prior to my coming back. So I think we have order now.
Right, well, I still have not gotten it yet. And the other thing, which of course, I did just make some more record requests from Ms. Brown this evening. And this is Ms. Twana Brown, the clerk, Ms. Twana Brown, the personnel director, and Ms. Twana Brown, the finance officer. Okay? Because they are different, from different areas. Pass that down. The other thing I'd like to talk about was on August 4th when we were out here. I'd like to know why all the cops were out here. We had city, we had Ivy City, we had county police, we had 3 state police patrol cars over here that were going around the block. We have 2 county cop cars that were packed up over here. The heating is the air conditioning, as everybody knows, it was down. It was terribly hot in there. Mr. Reese fell out. He was taken outside. Well, they kept opening the door. We weren't allowed to come in this door initially. which really bothered me. It also bothered me that the police cars were violating the American Disabilities Act by parking across there in the handicapped parking areas.
They was not
And I
parking,
did.
driving off.
And I did. And I did bring it to y'all's attention that it was there, that they were violating it. Mr. Reeves was there when I did mention that. After he felt, well, we had to come through this door here for the metal detectors. During the course of the evening, of course, with the executive hearing that you had, that door opened, and because of the heat, people were coming and going in and out that door several times.
People.
There was no metal detectors being used when they were going and coming. Anybody could have gone out, they could have obtained a firearm. Some stranger could have come up and through those doors. So that what was going on, there was not, law enforcement failed. They failed. They had that car packed up, and when they put Mr. Reese out there in that car under the air conditioner, that car was backed up right at that door. It was running. The door was open. You had citizens inside. Those fumes were pumping inside the building here. And later on during the evening, yes, later on during the evening, the door was open, the ramp was open. But it was not that way to begin with. And I appreciate it, ma'am. I'm speaking, Missy.
Wait just a minute. Wait, let's, ladies. This should not be. We're going to give everybody ample time. Okay, let me be the one to determine. Go ahead.
No, I was just listening to Mr. Boone earlier when the other lady from, named the lady who had the hat on. And he said that, you know, they didn't violate, this is a serious violation of the law, he wouldn't do that kind of stuff. And that there was an issue where Dan has evidently gone before the Attorney General, and therefore there was no comment regarding that because it is pending a lawsuit. Why then was Mr. Boone's office involved in this, and why haven't I gotten my records yet? And is there more than one city charter floating around? I know that Terry Eady, back months ago when this started, he said that the mayor was violating the city charter, and he said that that was the city charter that had been in effect from the time the founding, that was written by the founding fathers.
1988. I keep up with it. That's when it was enacted, 1988.
Council.
If she makes a comment, I will answer her now.
Okay.
Now,
I
I'm
did
just
not
saying,
say that.
All right, wait just a minute.
he did say founding fathers, though, Terry.
Okay.
W
It's in the
word.
minutes. It was in the minutes.
It's on the news, it's on the news report.
All right.
And I'm just saying, though, that what is the proper city council? What is the proper city charter? Is there more than one? If there is, I'd like to have copies of both of them. I'd like to read them. I'm the only one who evidently isn't getting them. I mean, if the citizens around here has one, you know, and they haven't had to pay for it, where's mine? I like to read and compare too.
Is that anything else? Please?
I believe that's about it.
All right, thank you so much.
I just believe, I don't know, we probably got 40, 50 hours worth of open record requests waiting on us now. Heather and I both have full-time jobs. We are working on them and get them as fast as we can. And I would really like the mayor to reconsider open record requests going back to Attorney Boone's to protect the city. We do need cover letters to go with this. When you told me to reach out to the city attorney Boone, that's where we were being seen, but I would like to do that again because we do need to make sure we're properly covered.
Clerk, let me reiterate, and you have a copy because I gave you the first copy, and if you don't have one, I have one.
I've got it. Yes, ma'am. That's why I wanted
We'll have to keep it
bring
just
it for
as it's,
discussion with
right.
the council.
That will not change.
Because we've got a lot more coming in. We've had more record requests this year than we've had since the whole time I've worked with the city.
That will not change. If there's, we will continue, as I said, with that memo that you received to recognize this is the city attorney general. Anything needs to be done, we'll go from here. Our next,
Madam Mayor.
it's, no, our next is Mr. George Wynn.
Yes, ma'am. Y'all have over the last few months talked about our sewage system think your husband even way back said the lines were not big enough for the capacity. Well, that is not true. I don't know where he got his information or how good an engineer he is. But the biggest thing is lift stations. Just like the one you said you went and looked at. Those things get old. They get where they will not work. And if you don't have people go around and check them daily, they will malfunction. And I'd just like to see you spend some money on that and quit throwing money away on an audit that we don't need. And also, our water system, we've got pipes in this ground that's been here since 1930. It's going to cost some money down the road to fix, but one day we're going to all be without water, and then people are going to really be beat up. I just like to see you quit wasting money on something that is not necessary. There's not a man in this town that stole anything from this city. Warner Brown, Terry Eden, Tommy Smallwood, Terry Reese, Barbara DeRita. They ain't stolen nothing.
Since you're addressing council, and I'd just like to say to you, I've not accused anyone.
I know you haven't.
You and
but
to say to this,
you're one to do an audit.
Exactly. Wouldn't you, when you go and purchase your first house?
I trust people.
Well, that's not my order of business.
Well,
that's good business, and listen.
Good business. A record audit would have been fine, and they just did one back in October. Everything was fine, right and right. I worked for this city for 22 years, and we've never had anything go missing.
And be it as it may, you've not heard me say anybody's taken. I want to have a clean slate. That's what I've said. The council voted and approved it.
Your insinuations.
I voted and
Mr. Reese, at the very start of this meeting, was trying to intimidate people. If you don't do something, he's going to call somebody.
Mr. Reese?
That's it.
Let me say this.
Try to intimidate somebody.
Let me say this. I was going to keep my mouth shut and say we blowing the whistle, let's blow the whistle. Did you not, Mr. Bloom said you want to say she got a whistleblower. My understanding of a whistleblower is you tell the government that you suspicion of some type of money issue going on. And if you're the one to tell it, once the government come in and discover that this money is missing, you get a portion of that money. Well, it's been said, Devin Cooper said, that yes, Your Honor, and I was there at the first court, that the city is almost bankrupt because the mayor and some of the council have spent the money.
No, sir, you know better than that, Terry.
He made that statement, Mr. George, I was sitting in the courtroom.
Well, you know better.
Now, this I know better, and this is what I'm saying. If that's the case, blow the whistle on us, let government come and investigate us. Just get somebody in there to do a fair audit.
Exactly.
I don't want to blow the whistle on anybody.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If there's a whistle blowing, let's blow it.
Is the one going on?
What's going on?
The whistleblower?
Oh, I know.
Lawsuit? Well, that's what I want. If I've done it, then I welcome it. Bring it on.
And another thing, too.
Bring it on.
Mr. Freddie Dennis is not here tonight because he's sick. The council never acknowledged that anybody knows.
I didn't know. I can't let anybody know that that's something I don't know.
He's been all over town.
Your sister was there that night.
I can't help. I'm not my sister. I'm the mayor.
But y'all speak every day.
I did not know nobody.
But that's okay. Back.
But we're wasting money on stuff we don't need and using on infrastructure.
I haven't.
And this meeting you were talking about how to Georgia with water, we've had it strictly for water and sewage personnel. If you got a water license or a wastewater license, you need to go.
Mr. Wynn, according to this training brochure, it says more than just those.
It says clerks.
If you'd like to come and look at it.
I've seen many of them. I went to all of them.
Well, apparently it hasn't done anything with it. But that's but we won't go there. But
I got my water and wastewater license.
Go right ahead. I don't mind. The thing of it is, Mr. Wynn, if you have anything else, you can continue to talk. And like I said,
I just, I wanted to kind of give you a break when you come in, give you a chance.
Thank you.
But you come in trying to do like Hitler.
That's because they treated me like Hitler. You get exactly what you give. You receive. Nothing for nothing. You don't give anything, you don't get nothing. You bring something on, you get something. It's the quality that goes in. And as Councilman Reese said, as this mayor, I'm not taking a dime from this city. If it was all fair, not all white folks said, there were some white folks said that money's missing. I didn't know. There's some, you all know what's here. Okay, but listen, we'll move right along. Because we can all go on and keep talking to you all. The city, listen, folks from around the US of A are looking at us. And you know what they're saying? It's the money. I don't mind them looking at me. It's a sight to see. Now, moving right along. Ms. Phyllis Payne.
She gone now.
Okay. Next, we have Mr. Bruce Daniels.
Thank you, Mayor. I have earlier left some stuff on y'all's desk about Gordon Main Street, about what we going to be our agenda for the rest of the year. And we left one of our magazines on here we've done in the past. I've given you a list of things we want to do. I want to run it by council to be sure we're all on the same path for these events we want to do for the rest of the year. If y'all all got that list I gave you. And if you have any questions on that, I'd be more than happy to answer them. I mean, we got the Halloween coming up, which is one of our biggest events in town, where we'll have over 4,000 people coming in. We've worked with Tawana in the past on the pre-K, the kids coming into our street and touring on that day. There's, like Mr. Terry said a while ago, we've met with the Middle Georgia Regional Commission on making Wilkinson County a bicycle-friendly community. That's a community-wide effort. Number 7 right there, we got an email that we are delinquent in our opportunity work zone with DCA. This is something that the mayor had set up several years ago. I don't know all how it's working, but I am working with Tanya Mold to try to get it straightened out. It's a tax credit for anyone, any employee who comes into our city who hires 2 or more employees. We get $3,500 tax credit per employee. And that's something we need to keep going if we can within our city. We're worried about Gordon maintaining our Main Street designation. We've had it for 12 years. We need a manager to sign off on all our reports we do. We met with the DCA. I know how to do the reports. The DCA has suggested to our board that I take the interim's job with the council permission, and I finish all our reports. That we've got to finish to maintain our designation. And so I come before the council tonight as a Main Street, ask if you have any questions or what we plan on doing in our town. Please ask.
I have a question. You got money for this? Because at one time I remember James said that we didn't have money.
Now we got a regular budget that we work off of within the city. And I don't know about the pre-K is pretty a non-cost factor to us. Because they bring the kids in, they bus them into the jail, the depot, to the library, and then we have a picnic on the green right there. The Halloween ghost tours, we look at probably $2,000 of our money being spent on that. The reenactment is probably going to be, we've got everything we need for that. The Christmas parade is according to what we do as far as bands. We have to pay bands to come in, they'll come in for free, and we have to maintain our float we have, and that's probably $3,000 or $4,000 for that total amount right there that we normally do for those. And normally those items come out of our regular budget like we have.
Okay. This doesn't have anything to do with this purpose that I'm going to ask you. How do the G.B.R board put those signs on the building?
I do.
Well, I would like to ask you as from me to you.
Okay.
Please watch what y'all doing.
We will do that.
Because
And I will let me correct one thing. Y'all remember back in I know, and I apologize for anything like that. But our original billboard that we put up, "Where's the Money?" is because we had repaired the Discovery Center with our own money, and it was a city-owned building.
It just wasn't at the timing.
Yeah.
If that's the case,
Yeah.
if that's the case, the timing was just not right.
Yeah, and when we got the check, we finally got our check from the city, we put the check, the money's in the bank.
See, we don't need,
Yeah.
that's why we need to
Yeah.
come to council
Yeah.
and tell council that we don't need to put that
Yeah.
on the billboard so that everybody can think, you know, we
And I
take
agree.
it the way
Yeah.
that we want to, and people have it, but when you come in, you need to come and explain it and not put it on the back, on the billboard.
Yeah.
So that we can, that might cut out some of the problems that
Well,
we're having
one of
now.
the problems we had, we pay money out, and we expect to get our money back. And that bill there was something like 3 months, and we were, you know, struggling, like I said, we were struggling.
Yeah, but we
And
just
if
don't
the
want
bill
to-
was approved, but we never could get payment for it.
Yeah, but, yeah, and I remember when you
Yeah.
came and you got the check, but I'm just saying that let's not use the billboard in a book.
I agree.
I do feel that it was being used.
I agree with you.
Okay, so that we can keep peace in the city.
I agree with you.
Thank you.
So if there's any other questions,
I have a question.
but we do need to have a manager, okay, in place, or we will probably lose our designation.
I have a question. Mayor mentioned something earlier about the "Are you happy, happy, happy" being on the sign. Mayor, I want to address you. What was wrong with that?
You all are happy, and the question is, you're out of order.
No,
But I
we're
will
not.
answer.
because you actually directed towards him.
Exactly.
And that is a comment.
See, that is what
Okay, folks. No, listen, we have this.
I'm here.
This is the way.
that's why I am asking. Just like this
And we
just
will,
came up that we would not use
yeah,
to be
we
a
will.
board and stuff like that because it's in the city. Everybody come by
Happy, happy, happy.
Excuse me, excuse me. If you just can't be, I'll have to ask you out, and there are charges. There's a policy. Do council, you all, I gave you a policy. This is not a normal standard to be tolerated in a council meeting. You didn't do it prior, and I'm not gonna continue to tolerate this. We'll have to start pressing charges. This is law, state law, you all, just in case you don't know.
Yes, yes, I will. But hopefully the council would take action to put me back in that position where I can sign the record and get them all took care of.
I want to say, Mr. Group, you do a good job for the city. I've enjoyed working with you. I've enjoyed knowing you, and I think y'all, as a better hometown, do a fantastic job. And really, my own personal opinion, I never considered you out of position. I would like to make the motion that you maintain that position and keep moving better hometown for the betterment of the city.
I second the motion.
I have no problem with you except for that. I do not like that because I like peace. And I think that you would talk to the students. Because it just proves that right there that it is, you know, between the lady and the mayor, and just, you know, interpretation is all. And I feel like it should.
And Bruce, you know I've stated my stance to you.
Yes.
And I go way back, and I fought a lot of this, I fought a lot of you, more so, I even helped you campaign for mayor. And you know this. And to do what was done, and you come and set the letter, what you wrote, and if all in your conscience, you feel good about what you've done, as I stated to you, it's gonna take me some time. Thank you.
Okay, I agree with that, but I was in a bad position also. I was in a bad position also. Yeah.
Look, if we're trying to entertain a motion, but I've got the mother and daughter here, and this is, I would ask the chief, I don't have to ask, but for us to come in and sit down and act like immature children, you're adult, Deborah, and she's my classmate, and I can't believe she's carrying on like this.
Ooh, girl, don't tell me about that. Don't tell me about that.
Well, we have the concern for city authority.
That's right.
That's what we have.
Exactly, thank you. And I hope it's not like that. So the motion has been made and seconded. Discussion.
To reinstate him as Better Home Town Manager, is that okay to use those words?
Roll call, clerk.
What did you say?
The motion was to say Ms. Charles voted no. Mr. Smallwood?
Yeah. Yes.
Mr. Reese?
Well, I'd say yes, but if, like I said, we're gonna work on these problems, they need to be brought to the city council before they're out in the public. And like I said, the billboard thing should be used only for the goodness of the city, not for, we get back talking to each other.
We'll come to the city council and if we ask to be on the agenda.
And anything that we need to be, anything that you are planning on having, just like for the big hunt, I feel like we need to bring these things before the council, before it's done, because it wasn't, you know. And
We always have.
But that I don't have, you know, I won't have no problem with it. If it can be done, fine.
Yeah, and we always have our meeting the last Monday of each month, and we invite the city council to come out to our meeting and discuss, learn what we discuss.
A question. Being that we don't have any money for the city, how are we gonna pay you? We don't have the money? Council?
Well, we got $130,000 we just put in there, which will be in there by Wednesday or Thursday this week. And at the end of this month, we'll get the loss again. That'll be $30,000 approximately, you know, 31 or 32. So we'll be back up to standard then.
So will you be able to go to we'd be able to go to that, what is that, the Sunshine and Open Records?
No,
Training?
Sunshine, open meeting, open records training. I do want to go to that. And it's really
Is that,
too
like
bad.
that, with the understanding clerk?
All I can tell you is that Better Home Town Manager salaries for a solid year. It was budgeted.
And it's only 20 hours,
It's part-time.
part-time position here, so.
May I say something, please? It's nothing negative, I promise. The only way we can be Better Home is to have a manager. And in the DCA, it's a paid position. I mean, that's part of it. We don't have any say-so about it. And if we don't replace our manager within a certain length of time, we're gonna lose our designation. I mean, it's just that simple.
And, you know, and I'm in agreement, I thank y'all for the information that you all sent me, but it was a bit delayed after the fact, after I've been accused of stealing out of there, which I didn't touch anything. The only thing I did was the key, not to you, but for all of you all citizens, that all of this information went up, and Bruce, you know, you signed off on the letter that, the forensic letter that I'd taken, myself and Ms. Toles. Didn't you take anything, Ms. Toles? No, we didn't.
They weren't accusing you of it, they were just saying
That's what
they
the
were
letter
wrong.
states, but that's what went out over the media and the press.
Well, we can't
It's in the
help what they do
newspaper.
that.
You all feed them with that information.
No, we did
They had
not.
to do it. Well, that's slander and libel.
Well, we did not
There
tell
will be a
them
suit
that y'all
coming if y'all didn't do it. Be
Those
prepared.
things were missing. See, we need to get on the same page.
Exactly. And I'm with you all, and
And that's
so.
what we've been trying to do all along.
And as I said, what was told to me, and I'll say it, with the problem, I think there's miscommunication because I thought Bruce and I were on the same page, you all. Until such time as Roy brought it out to me that you were not speaking to him. And we had always, Roy Mixon, said that you were not calling him, that you and him had a feud. And I said, oh God, well let's put that aside and let us meet. But you were at the doctor's office, so just want to bring it home and let you know. It's a real deal. Thank you.
we're concerned with the citizens. We'll work that out.
Exactly. Come on, let's do it.
Mr. Daniel, can I ask you one question? I know it's kind of late. What's the deal with fall line?
The fall line is, we've got to get back on track for next year, because it'll take 12 full months to put a festival on. And not just a festival, we put a big festival on. And we have to guarantee a lot of money, not up front, but middle way. And we got the position we couldn't guarantee that money. We had a guy from the band who put a deadline on it. Fireworks man, if we didn't sign the contract, we couldn't go there. The tents, the tables, and things like that. They want about a 6-month contract up front so they know we're going to do this. And that's the problem we have this year. And plus, we just had trouble with bad feelings in the community, and we lost a lot of vendors who was not interested. And that's one of our bread and butter, are the vendors bringing them in here. And we just need to get back on track for that next year and work together.
All right. We had that discussion. Now, I would like to entertain a motion to amend the agenda to enter into executive session to council to discuss personnel matters with Attorney Tom Richardson, pending litigation regarding. And you are welcome to remain. Do I have a motion to enter into executive session?
How often supposed to have we Monday, David said?
Second. All in favor?
Here, Reese, yes. Here, Edie, yes.
They all say yes. Do I leave or do I stay? Yes. All right, I'm gonna leave the stage for anybody that can change
Council will entertain a motion to reopen the meeting to the public.
I'll make a motion that we come out of the executive session.
Roll call, all in favor, any discussion? All right, we out, motion carried. We can all agree to entertain a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion that we accept the, agreement for settling this lawsuit and give Mr. Richardson permission to do so.
I second. Specify the EEOC.
For EEOC suits.
And maybe you want to specify that the mayor would be allowed to sign on behalf of the city to sell the document.
If I need to say that, I'll include that in the motion.
Motion has been made and second. All in favor? I'm sorry, discussion.
Okay, what did the lawyer do?
I just said the mayor would be allowed to sign the settlement document on behalf of the city.
Let's see what you say.
I made the motion to settle the 4 cases, and he just wanted to include the statement that he could sign the paperwork. And we adjusted the motion to say that.
Okay.
Roll call.
Yeah.
Mr. Edie, yes.
Terry Reese, yes.
I make a motion we adjourn.
Before we adjourn, excuse me, next council meeting is scheduled for Monday. That's a holiday. You'll be here by yourself.
Postpone it.
All right.
All in favor, aye.
And let me say this, before we postpone it, council, we need to sit down before we have a sit down, and then we'll go from there. Thank you. The next, do y'all want to go to next day, Tuesday?
Let's see what we have on the.
We haven't got the budget.
Do we want to do that?
That needs to come forward, or else have to be in the newspaper.
We gonna prepare a budget in between now and then.
Well, the police is off there. Tuesday. You said the first. Let me look at this calendar. We better look at this calendar before this session. Because we don't have a calendar. No, ma'am. We have to get you a computer in here. Can you pull it up, attorney, by the time I get down in here? I find that Monday is the first, so the next, council date is, that's the next council meeting, so that, if we don't wanna go ahead and have one that day. You all, y'all don't wanna do September 8th?
This will be the next month.
Right, that's the.
And then we're gonna have to do it again the next week.
Well, they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They've got 5 Mondays.
We don't have, we just do them on the first and the third Monday, no matter how many weeks in a month.
So it won't matter about the budget and all of this, because you know we need.
You want, can we have a budget draft by the third Monday meeting?
It's up to you all.
Do get a draft in the meantime and then.
You all, finance chair, you're the finance chair.
I don't do the budget, the mayor does the budget.
I know, but y'all better come on up. Edie, Councilman Edie.
I'll help.
Okay, as long as y'all help and you get the ones that know what to do with this money.
Well, maybe we can do a workshop.
Would y'all like to do that? I'm open.
I'm for that.
Okay. Do we need to come back with a date or we need to do it now?
Just notify us of the date, we have to do it now.
Councilwoman, you got that talking, we trying to get a date.
I'm just trying, I know y'all trying to get a date, but I'm just very concerned about that open meeting, open record. And I do want to go to that class.
Well, how much would be in the budget? So you can go, we can go, because we all need to go. So what? That's what we're trying to come up with.
Because the budget won't take effect till October.
Okay, we got a little time in though. Got a little money.
So we need to adopt it.
What do y'all think? Councilwoman Toles has a suggestion.
Can we have a little workshop before we go into the meeting?
No problem with that. I think that's the one.
I think that, can we all agree to, agree on that one? We got an agreement, I think, coming our way.
Workshop,
On the 15th. Just a little bit before. We don't want to be here all night, y'all.
What day is
Like we are
that?
tonight.
What day is that?
That's the 15th.
What day?
That's the third meeting.
Third.
Meeting's at 5:30.
Oh, that's 7:30.
The 15th, September 15th.
Well, we can start at 5:30 and do that, and 5:30 to 6:30, and be over at 7.
It's a 5:30 meeting.
I have a suggestion.
Oh, that's right.
I have a suggestion. You can't have a call meeting or either call meeting and then set up a workshop, whatever. But you can't do that as a call because we're spending a lot of time just trying to decide. So once you think about it, you can call. You can make that call. I don't think this guy.
We're not gonna have to do that. We're not gonna have to. We're not gonna have to. There you go.
I mean, y'all are not arguing, they're just talking to one another.
They don't want to get even started.
I mean, ain't nothing wrong with them talking together. They're mature though. I can have a mature conversation without
We've been doing the same
cutting
thing.
up like that. We gotta try to, I know, but we gotta
Y'all are trying to come together.
yeah, because y'all come in and break it up. That's right. Yeah. Ain't that right? Yeah, I mean, but somebody said that right. I would be better.
Underwater out there. I don't know what I'm talking about. I appreciate you doing that. You're part of your office. I'm just thinking my right. Sir, where is your office? You still got a resident up there. Okay. Yeah, nice place. It's not going to make it. I took my seat in there. I told me I was wrong. You told her to take my seat in there. I told me I was wrong. You see, you gotta be fair, man. You be honest and you gotta be fair. I'm no dummy. Okay? And I'm telling you, this man was intimidated. Don't give him a hard time, baby. Hey, they don't bother me. Somebody do what they want, say what they don't bother me. I don't let them tonight, man. Because I'm the one. I'm the one out there. I don't know what I'm talking about. So, sir, what part of that level is your office? I appreciate you doing that. You're part of your office. I'm just thinking my right. Sir, where is your office? You still got a resident up there. Okay. Yeah, nice place. I don't know. Don't forget no man. Everything is covered.
How can you do me wrong when I'm doing you right? Baby, when I'm doing you right. Yeah, I bought you a car, house, and a diamond ring, and you're acting like I haven't done a thing. I wanna know how can you do me wrong when I'm doing you right? Tell me, baby, I wanna know how. Oh, I wanna know how can you do me wrong? Oh, baby, when I'm doing you right. Oh yeah, when I'm doing you right. I work the full-time job, part-time job at night. Oh yeah, even worked on the weekends, baby, to help make ends meet. Oh yeah, I thought I was doing you right, baby. I thought I was doing you right. I wanna know, how can you do me wrong? How can you do me wrong when I'm doing you right? That should be hard to do. Oh yeah. I wanna know how can you do it? Somebody tell me how can that woman do me wrong when I was doing her right? Oh yeah, I was doing her right. You see, I hear the whole town whispering, talking behind your back. I hear the whole town talking, baby, whispering behind your back. I heard the ladies the other day, how? Talking to another friend, she said, how? I got closer, she said, how can that woman do him wrong when he's doing her right? Ooh-wee, when he's doing her right. Evidently they see you doing things that I don't see. But what I see kind of seems right to me. But I know there's something must be going on. Something must be going on behind my back, baby, behind my back. I wanna know, how can you do me wrong, baby, when I'm doing you right? How can you do it? I wanna know, how can you do me wrong, baby, when I'm doing you right? How can you do it?
How you doing?
Tell me now.
Brother.
I need to
I know
know.
you're finna do something with Diane. Let's go with Nancy. Let's go and get that done. Glad to have you in the neighborhood, brother.
Good to be back, Brother
Yes,
George.
sir.
Thank you for everything.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
We can't thank you enough for what you do to record this history and all of these movements, and the trial of the Quitman 10+2, and Moore's Ford Bridge, and Marianne Whippaloo, and man, you just don't know how much we appreciate you,
But
George.
thank you very much, my beautiful brother.
We just can't thank you
Let's do what we do, and we'll get back with you there. Thank you.